Hello and welcome to PS Such a Connection. I'm P.
And I'm S, and we're talking about Bachelor episode something.
9 part 2 / Women Tell All.
9 part 2 / Women Tell All. If that makes it any clearer.
It was so long.
We fought a few battles. We came out the other end worse for wear, but we did it.
I thought the show itself was going to be 2 hours and the Women Tell All was going to be 1 hour.
That would have made
I think it would have been much better.
entirely more sense, but they didn't have anything else to show.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Just dumb.
They could have showed us something, anything, to tell us why he sent Rachel home instead of Vanessa.
Anything?
Just anything would have been. I would have sufficed if
One
he were
reason.
if he sighed heavily
Yeah.
during his conversation with Rachel. That's enough for me.
Yeah, no.
Considering what they gave us was he and Rachel are in love. And
are
he and Rachel
perfect.
hate each other. He and Vanessa hate each other.
So we left off. So Rachel left her guy. Sorry,
yeah, my
not.
mom found it underneath the table. We got a new couch.
We did. This is a new couch. I didn't get a new couch. We started off with Raven and Nick, and Raven had this little montage of
Yeah, definitely implying that the whole situation she came out on the other side, a different woman is what happened.
Yep.
Still perfect.
Good for her. Good for her.
She was beautiful, just frolicking through Finland.
There's frolicking happening.
And then we moved on to his and Rachel's.
Which there was
Date.
no part of, it was just perfect, and they, had fun together.
Well, she was like, oh, I'm struggling with doing the cross-country skiing.
Yeah.
And she was like, I like to think of myself as athletic, but I don't feel athletic right now. But I was like, the fact that she's falling over has nothing to do with athleticism. That's balance.
Yeah.
But she was also saying, she was super far behind him, and she,
But other than, that doesn't have anything to do with their relationship.
Yeah.
That's just,
I thought when she started saying that, though, that they were gonna go down, a storyline, oh, she's, not having fun on this date, and she's gonna throw, a hissy fit or something. But they didn't. They still had fun.
It makes no sense.
And
I
then-
would have, I was telling Twitter, if they hadn't revealed her as the Bachelorette, I would have had an actual heart attack this episode.
I don't know. And then he and Vanessa went on their date where they did the sauna, which is supposed to be done naked in Finland, but I guess they
Couldn't.
do that. So they were running from the sauna to the ice bucket thing.
Which Nick was being a wuss about, and Vanessa was like, I like it.
Yeah, she was like, I'm
again.
gonna tough it out.
Yeah.
And Nick was like, I do feel like, though, men are worse with cold water. And maybe that's just from my experience with Chris being like, I can't do it. But
I think it has to do with pain tolerance. They have a lower pain tolerance. But that could just be that could be not true.
Yeah.
But I like to believe it is.
I wonder if shrinkage hurts. Do you physically, feel pain?
I don't
when it,
think so. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't know that much about it, but, that.
Let's ask Evan. We'll tweet him.
Yeah, Evan, when your dick shrinks. Not your, like,
Not your
in
Evan.
general.
Level with us.
Um, yeah, so they stuck that out sort of. And then they got into like fights over stuff and couldn't come to a compromise on anything. And they were like,
Yeah.
Vanessa was like, you have to have compromise in a relationship. Also, I'm not going to compromise on these 5 things.
Yeah.
So,
So basically their relationship was falling apart and Nick was
yeah.
like, I have concerns about our relationship, like directly to her multiple times, and then he was like, bye, Rachel.
Like, with Vanessa and him, like, I didn't understand a lot of what was going on, and I think it may have been the way that they were cutting it. Like, they were talking about, like, moving to Montreal or to America, and then there was that whole thing in there of, like, well, if you're in Montreal, you have lunch with your family, and, like, he was so weirded out by that. And, like, she was like, every time I'm in Montreal, or, like, every week that I'm in Montreal, I have lunch with them, but, like, if she's not living in Montreal and they're going to visit, like, aren't they going to see the family anyway? So I didn't understand why that set him off so much. Like, I was confused by so many things, and just in general confused as to why he chose her over Rachel.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And it looks like they fight again next week. Like, I don't know if this is just the way they're cutting it, but it doesn't make any sense to me.
You know that if Raven or Rachel was getting as emotional, they would show it. That's drama.
Yeah.
So it just seems like they have the most turbulent relationship, and it doesn't make sense as to why he likes her.
I just don't get it at all. But then they had the rose ceremony and he was like, Raven and Vanessa.
Yeah, and that's the moment I would have died. But at least we have not seen the last of her.
Yes, that is the upside of this, that we're gonna see her again. And yeah, like, I'm still trying to figure out what their mindset was in announcing so early that she was going to be the Bachelorette.
I think it was all about the hype. They wanted to get people excited about her, and like,
yeah, I just feel like people were already excited and like would still be excited if they announced it tonight.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if maybe they were like trying to get like, because they wanted to do this interview with her. So I don't know if they were like, we don't want people to leak it before the show airs. But they've done that before. They've announced who the Bachelorette is on the Women Tell All. And I mean, I wasn't like watching those seasons religiously, so I don't know if it got leaked before the show aired. But it just doesn't make any sense to me. And even like, I don't know.
It was a dumb decision. It was dumb. So, do you have anything to say, like, Women Tell All?
Yeah, I mean, they told not a lot, as usual. I get so excited for the Women Tell All, and then it's the same thing every season, where they're like, let's work out this problem, and then they just scream at each other for 20 minutes, and then Chris Harrison is like, all right, we'll get back to that after the break, and then after the break, they don't get back to that, and I'm like, nothing is being worked out here. Like, this season it was a little bit different because I didn't end up hating Corinne as much as I've hated villains in the past, but there's always someone who stands up for the villain, and I'm like, shut your fucking mouth, I don't care about you.
Josephine needed to stop.
She really did. She
was like Corinne's lackey, and I feel like Corinne didn't, like, she was like, I don't care.
Yeah, she didn't need to be stood up for, 1. And 2, like, I'm sure Josephine is a fine person, but she just wanted the camera on her. That's all I thought every time her mouth opened. Same with Liz.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with everything that Liz said,
Me too.
but not coming out of her mouth. I was like, I would never slut shame her or whatever. I'm sure she's gotten a lot of it, and that's why she wanted to say that, but I just, like, that's not what this is about.
Yeah, no.
It's not about you having slept with him. It's about the fact that you didn't care about him until you knew he was going to be the Bachelor. Like, that's really what it is. And maybe that's not the case, but you can't just be like, oh, you know, like, women should be building each other up and, like, just completely, like, ignore the fact that what you're being accused of is not going on the show because you actually liked him, but going on because you want the fame. Like,
yes. But it did also seem as though all of the girls in the house liked her.
yeah.
So I also feel like the screen time she got was purely because of this thing that made us hate her. And
I don't hate her. I just
hate her. I
don't care about anything that she has to say.
Yeah.
I really like that all of the girls seem to get on this season.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Except Taylor. I feel like they even get on with Corinne.
Yeah.
More than they get on with Taylor.
Yeah, it seemed that way. Raven with the cheese.
I love Raven.
That was a good clip.
Just, like, the first episode, I was like, I love Raven. And she has just proven time and time again that she is the best person in the world. I'm sorry that came out wrong, but she is the second best person in the world.
Third best, because we're the two best.
Well, I was saying that. I was the first best person. She was the second best person. Yes.
Gotcha. Ugh, word.
No, she knows that she's the first best.
What else happened? I don't remember.
People came on and they were accusing Nick of stuff. Christina is the greatest person in the world.
Yeah, that was a big, oh, that was so amazing.
I saw a couple of people tweet that they, like, hope she doesn't come back because they think that she's better than this franchise, which is probably true, but I still hope that, like, we see her again.
She's better than Bachelor in Paradise, though.
She's definitely better than Bachelor in Paradise.
Like,
but so is Sarah, and Sarah went on Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but Sarah, like, I don't know. I feel like Sarah, like, in almost a different way, like, I don't know. I just think about Christina's situation differently. I do love Sarah, though.
I love Sarah.
Yeah, the 3 hours really knocked me out. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do it next week. It's too much.
It was really rough. Like, when you look at the clock and it's 10 o'clock and you're like, we still have another hour of this, it's a problem. She said we still have another hour of this. I went to the bathroom, I, like, got water, and I sat back down, and I looked at the clock, and I was like, we still have another hour. Like, I thought she had said it so long before that.
And I did. It was bad. But, we're getting ready for round 2. Do you have more to, like, I'm so gone. I don't have anything.
Really. I did want to say that Rachel, like, during her conversation with Chris, like, we already knew that we loved Rachel, but during her conversation with Chris Harrison, when he, like, asked her the super serious question, and she was like, super serious? There's a girl in a shark costume.
Yes.
Like, I love her so much, and she's gonna be so great, because she doesn't take herself too seriously. I feel like if any of Caitlyn probably 2, but Caitlyn had like such horrid men on her season.
Mm-hmm.
But like Caitlyn and Rachel would be the most likely of the bachelorettes that they've had to be like, no, you're being an asshole. You need to leave.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for that.
I'm so excited. Like, my love for Rachel is at this point unprecedented. Like, it's been that way for a while, but yeah, it's gonna be an awesome season. And yeah, next week for the finale, this one is not gonna be here. She's gonna be in Utah. Well, she'll be on her way.
In Utah. Yeah.
On her way to Utah. So we have to figure out what we're gonna do.
I have a couple of programs that maybe with Skype we could figure out.
Alright, cool. We might figure something out.
So it's gonna be a little bit different next week. We'll still be tweeting.
We'll still be tweeting.
We'll still be together in spirit. My father will be watching The Bachelor.
He's gonna be so excited about it.
I should give him, I'll like tweet from my computer and I'll give him my phone.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't be able to do that. I'll give him my computer.
There you go.
And I'll tweet from my phone.
It'll just be a bunch of like WTFs over and over again.
I'll tweet out a couple of pictures of him.
Good. There we go.
He looks like a hillbilly. Steph today, he was like, oh, did you see that? And I was like, are you talking about Roadkill, Dad? And he was like, yeah, it was like gorgeous. And I was like,
no.
Dad, don't do this to me.
No.
Dad, you can't. He's getting worse.
He is a specimen. Get excited.
I haven't told him that he's watching The Bachelor next week, so that will be a fun bridge.
He'll
once
probably
we cross it.
fight you on that.
But he's gonna lose.
Good. All right. And that's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I don't have much more. This is a super short video.
Good.
For like the longest episode. Like, you gave us nothing to work with. Longest episode in Bachelor history.
All right. So tune in next week. Follow us at Such a Connection. We're gonna live tweet. There's gonna be some interesting stuff happening. And tune in to our perhaps video next week. We're gonna see what happens with our video.
Bye.